Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today we are checking out the official gameplay reveal of Starfield. And now, you might be thinking like, yo, Schwahn, what, didn't this come out like 2 months ago at like the Summer Games Fest? And you would be right. And I meant to do this one sooner, and I've done a reaction literally every single day for the last hot while. But let me tell you what, some things get lost in the mix, and apparently Starfield got lost in the mix, because I was like, I thought I did Starfield. I could have swore I did it. And I went and looked on the channel, and I searched my own channel, and I was like, Starfield's not in there. And I went and looked in this giant-ass list that we have in Discord of things that we need to react to. It was in there, and I was like, oh, well, all right, let's go check out Starfield. Now, Starfield is the newest IP coming from Bethesda, you know, makers of Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, etc. And, you know, this is going to be what largely we expect is Fallout / Skyrim in space. It's the only venture they haven't touched on yet. We got medieval of Bethesda design in Elder Scrolls. We got modern / apocalyptic design in the form of Fallout, and now we need modern scientific future with Starfield, which, you know, I'm fine with. I enjoy Bethesda games, although I am not a ravenous consumer of them. I will not touch Fallout 76 with a 38-foot pole, okay? I'm just saying. But with Starfield, though, as long as it seems to be a more grounded Bethesda experience, it's not going to be in ground, it's going to be in space. Anyway, I'm very interested in it. My favorite is probably still Fallout 3 of all of the ones that I've played. I've not actually gotten all the way through New Vegas. Fallout 4 was a lot better in that the gunplay was better, but I felt like a lot of the other things just didn't work as well. Lyson, thank you so much for the subscription. And with the Elder Scrolls series, I got into the Bethesda games later, and so I've dabbled in Oblivion, but played a lot of Skyrim. I probably put like 200 hours into Skyrim, and I know there's been people who be like, 200 hours? You've barely even started. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right, but I have other games that I want to play. And I'll probably approach Starfield the same way. I'll probably go in, check it out, run around, have a good time. I don't know if I've ever, besides Fallout 3, I don't know if I've ever actually beat a Bethesda game, because I'll normally run around for 60 to 100 hours and then be like, all right, that was cool, bye. Like, they're such great sandboxes with so much to do that eventually I'm just tired of doing them. So, but let's see what Starfield looks like. You know, it's supposed to be coming out relatively soon, I think, I hope, we all hope. I don't know. Let's see. The wonder is, not that the field of stars is so vast, but that man has measured it. Yeah, space real big. Hello.
It's hard to express how excited all of us at Bethesda are to be here with you today. We're so grateful you're
Genuine
spending the
question.
time, and we know you've waited
Is that
a long
Todd's
time
only
to
jacket, or does he own
Starfield.
multiple copies of the same jacket?
Our most ambitious game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game where you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time, you'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in. This is early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious moon of Crete.
You say multiple? Okay. I could see that. He's a very wealthy man. I could see him owning 5 copies of the exact same jacket. Like, he's like, I like this jacket, so he bought 5 of them. And that's just the only jacket that's in his closet. Dylan Dog style. He's like a Cartoon Network character, you know? They open up their closet, they just got 7 of the same exact shirt. Power suits, it's just Fallout.
According to the scanners, the abandoned research facility is in this direction.
Dust Root. Oh, it looks like it runs great. We're rocking like 20 FPS. This is awesome. What would a Bethesda game be without a freaky crab creature? It's just a whole wardrobe full of those jackets. He's actually got special hangers to hang the black shirt, the jacket, and the jeans. There's just 9 of them. You guys been taking some notes from No Man's Sky? It's not a bad thing. Just curious.
It would appear that pirates of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
Cool looking gun. Can't imagine how expensive a magazine would be that has its own display on it. Was that a dead body?
Hold them off here while Brogan sets up on the roof. No one's getting through. Hey, there you are. We've got company. Opening fire.
Missed. I think you missed. I don't know. Well, you know, at least it looks like they've improved the shooting even more. That was the one thing that sucked about Fallout 3. You were beholden to the VAT system. You couldn't do hardly anything without VATs. And that's one thing that I liked about Fallout 4 is that in Fallout 4, it definitely felt like I could just ADS and shoot things without needing to use VATs nearly as much. We haven't actually seen them ADS yet, though, have we? They have just been point firing this entire time. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
After some initial encounters, you're invited to join Constellation, who, in the future the game is set in, are the last group of space explorers. To meet them, you'll head to the capital city of New Atlantis.
Always struggled on 3 till you force yourself to use VATs. Unfortunately, you basically have to. It's largely my single most and largest complaint about Fallout 3. I've not looked to see if there's any good mods that fix that, but I don't think I'll ever really go back and play it anyway. Too many other things to play. Like Starfield.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there?
Everything. and nothing.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for.
See, I told you, everything.
As to what they are, what they're building. You'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
Those some big Mass Effect vibes.
So, you found something?
The new guy found it.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it. The visions?
Yeah.
The artifact you found appears to be one of many, scattered across the
Paradiso.
galaxy.
Shit,
If we can
Bayonetta's
find
here,
more,
run.
We can unlock their secrets.
Beautiful, isn't it? The man who sold me this told me that it spoke to him.
Of course, the settled systems is full of groups with other priorities.
That's the Crimson Fleet!
Everybody get ready!
MacLeod doesn't follow the rules. Agreed to work for UCC staff. Together, we take down these cutthroat pirates.
You know, visually, this game actually looks pretty good.
We're not
I was,
just here to
you know,
shoot
kind of
bad
poking
guys.
fun at it earlier
We're
for its frame rate
peacekeepers
being a
who
little
protect the
low,
people of the
but
Free
like
Star
the actual
Collective.
graphical fidelity of it
When you
and
sign
like
up
the
with the
art direction
Crimson
is
Fleet,
pretty solid.
No one quits. The only way out is death.
The path ahead
And the
may be
faces actually are
dangerous,
pretty damn decent too.
but we are not stopping.
Most Dusties don't even make it this far.
Because whatever lies at the end of this road,
Like I find like that's something that a lot of game
Will
developers
change
struggle with is
humanity.
making decent faces. Like making people
Forever.
look like people.
That gives you a look at the stories in Starfield. But ultimately, it's not our story, it's the story you create by who you are and the choices you make. And that starts with character creation. It's our most flexible yet. You can customize all the elements of how you look. You'll pick
Fallout 4 had a
background
pretty decent
that gives you
character creator.
3 starting skills.
Says here you spent some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
There are optional traits, and these come with unique advantages and disadvantages. But it's not just in how you can look, but in how your character plays and develops. The skill system combines the best from our previous games, and you can unlock new skills as you level up, and then you rank those skills up by using them and completing challenges.
Okay,
And
I
there's
like
deep
that.
crafting systems, from running research projects with resources you find, to crafting weapon mods needed to survive.
Yeah, visually this game is really impressive.
And you can build your own outposts. These act as a home away from home for survival and resource generation. You can choose where and how to build each one, and you can hire characters you meet to keep it up and running.
I'll admit,
that's not all.
I'm a sucker for base building, especially when it
even
comes to
build
like NPC
your own
recruitment and stuff like that.
spaceships.
That shit just, I love that crap. I love it so much. It was one of my favorite things back. We're gonna go all the way back to the GameCube with Skies of Arcadia Legends when you get to build your pirate base and
can
go
choose
around
crew
trying to
members.
collect up people to work on it and stuff. I love that
And yes,
crap.
you
I
can
love it so
completely
much.
Customize the look and layout.
I don't feel like they did a very good job of it in Fallout 4, though, now
There's
that I
loads
say
of
that. I
different
feel like the
modules, ship
settlement system in
manufacturers,
Fallout
and
4
more.
kind of sucked.
I have to say, it's so cool. We just absolutely love this.
Okay, that is really cool. Please don't sell too many of the
It's not just how the
shaders.
ship looks, it's how it performs. From engines to shields to weapon systems. Because yes,
Build your
fly.
gummy ship. Fuck yeah.
Thrusters
Damn it. Gonna be so many people naming their damn ship Gummy. This is the HSS Gummy. Reporting in. Requesting permission to land. I was so excited for this settlement stuff, and it was a bit of a letdown. Yeah. Yeah. That's one that I have heard, though, that it, like, with a couple of mods, it gets a lot better. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm already done with Fallout 4. This is a very ambitious game. Now, like, Bethesda is normally ambitious literally to a fault. But even by Bethesda standards, this is ambitious in terms of like base building, ship customization, ship, like you build your and design your own ship, the actual outpost construction, story beats, different planets, the space combat. Like for any studio, this would be a very ambitious project. Like there are games, entire games built on each specific section of this game. There are games that the entire thing is base management. There are games that the entire thing is exploration. There are games where the entire thing is space combat. Like,
We can't wait for all of you to experience the game. Thanks again for being with us today, and thanks for all the support you've given us over the decades, especially on this game. It's been an incredible journey for us making it, but we know that's really only the beginning, for it's when all of you play it that the real journey begins.
because you guys are going to
And
mod the
you may
fuck
be
out of it.
wondering, just how big is this game?
Yeah.
So we thought we'd take one last moment and show you. Let's take a look at one of our planets, Jemison.
Okay.
You can land into Atlantis, but you can also land and explore anywhere on the planet. And it's not just this planet, it's all the planets in the system. From barren but resource-heavy ice balls to Goldilocks planets with life. And not just this system, but over 100 systems. Over 1,000 planets, all open for you to explore. We can't wait to see what you find.
Okay. I have a really big question about that last beat, right? You can explore anywhere on any planet, and there's over 1,000 planets. Now, one thing about that is we know that that means that not all the planets are handcrafted. Not a chance in hell. There's probably a few handcrafted locations, and the rest is procedurally generated. Procedural generation is getting a lot better, so that's not inherently a bad thing, okay? Now, I know that we have seen, especially in space games, kind of like the ugly side of procedural generation when we look at like some parts of early No Man's Sky. And I'm going to be using No Man's Sky as an example a lot here. Now, that said, I will say No Man's Sky is a lot better game today than it was 6 years ago. They've done a very, very good job of continuing support for that game and building it to what everyone thought it was going to be originally. But now, when it comes to Starfield, okay, like, it's not bad that there are 1,000 planets and that, well, I'm going to guess 997 of them are procedurally generated. Or another way to describe it is 99.99999% of all of these planets is procedurally generated. Like, I bet New Atlantis is hand constructed. I bet a few of the space stations that are specific major story beats are hand constructed. I bet some of the major dungeons that these weird artifacts that create like the stellar globe or whatever they're called, I bet those are hand constructed. And I bet everything else is procedurally generated. That is okay. However, the question then becomes, why am I going to planet 339, right? What makes me want to go there? What makes me want to explore it? And how much is there to genuinely find on this planet? Because in reality, a lot of planets, there's nothing there, right? Like, there's nothing interesting genuinely for us to do with those planets. Like, and you kind of get an example of it in, like, Star Wars, where it's like, what's the name of the freaking gas giant that they run into Darth Vader and shit on? I can't remember its name, where they get betrayed by Lando Calrissian. Can't remember the name. But anyway, that little hub that they were in was literally just basically a factory. It's a refinement factory of their harvesting gas off of the gas giant planet, which is kind of like Jupiter, and that's all it was. It was to harvest fuel. And you could do that a little bit on some of these planets, but a lot of the planets out in the solar system, the galaxy and stuff, there's nothing there. Sure, there's resources, it's like, oh yeah, it fucking, rains diamonds on Neptune. That's cool. If we needed diamonds for more diamond drill bits and shit, we'd want to probably collect up some diamond rain, but none of us are going to want to go like, let's go gallivanting across Neptune and see what we can find, because there's not going to be anything there. And that makes me wonder, Bespin, thank you, Lyson, and it makes me wonder what the draw will be of these planets. If we look at it like another Bethesda game, let's look at Skyrim, okay? Skyrim was this big, massive, sprawling, open area, and you're like, all right. And some of it was empty, which is good. It's okay, because it gives the world scale and space to breathe. But you'd be walking along, and then you get an icon, and you're like, holy shit, there's a cave over there. And with Skyrim, every cave has something. It's either a bandit cave, or it's a Draugr cave, or there's one of the dragon princes, or whatever the hell their names were, their tomb in the bottom, and you go down, you're like, oh shit, and he kicks your ass, and you're like, crap, can I exploit his mechanics? Is there a way I can get a 200 times damage backstab on him by sneaking around or something and steal the mask off his face? There was always something in each of these spots in Skyrim. I don't believe that is achievable, reasonable, realistic, or even immersive when it comes to 1,000 planets in Starfield. And so, like, I'm fully expecting at some point somebody to get a list and be like, all right, these 744 planets have nothing on them. Like, or it's like they generated this, or it'll be like, these 773 planets, here's the coordinates of the one thing that matters on that planet. The rest of the planet is absolutely meaningless. Unless you really need diorite. And then diorite is on the most diorite and the largest amount spawns on planet 444. Go over there, harvest diorite to your heart's content, and then never go back, right? And that's why I'm really curious what they're going to do with those 1,000 planets, because it'll either be completely devoid of reason, even beyond curiosity, or it'll feel fabricated. And so I'm hesitant to know how that would work. Like, honestly, if you built a living solar system, like, let's say you make a solar system with 12 planets, and like one's a gas giant, so you can't really explore that one. One's a ocean planet, so there's limited exploration with only the ability to like go on to like the nitrogen rigs or whatever, because it's a nitrogen ocean, because rules don't matter in space, right? Like, and then the other 10 of those 12 planets are crafted, explorable realms that have that, like, oh, this place is a really hot planet. You get your standard tropes of like green, jungle, ice, fire, whatever, right? Then you get a very healthy, constructed experience that's still 10 fucking planets to explore that feels like there's reason for them. And that's kind of why I'm concerned, because it just feels like so much of it won't have a reason beyond existing as Planet 942, right? Beyond, we wanted to say we have over 1,000 planets. That was one of the buzzwords for No Man's Sky, right? We got 14 quintillion planets or whatever the number was, some absurd number, which it doesn't matter if there's nothing there. So it looks great. It looks like it plays pretty great. There's a lot of things in it that are very interesting to me. The gunplay looks fun. The spaceship combat looks fun. I'm really interested in a base building mechanic that's hopefully better than the settlement mechanic from Fallout 4. And yeah, I'm ready to see more, but I'm very hesitant to invest any actual energy into the idea of there's more than 1,000 planets. I don't believe that there will be more than 10 that feel relevant. But that's just what I think. What did you think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Where are you sitting on Starfield? Are you a big fan of No Man's Sky? Because that's definitely going to be the comparison, I believe, for Starfield forever. Is Starfield and how it compares to No Man's Sky. If you are a fan of No Man's Sky, how are you feeling about Starfield right now going into this? I'd love to hear from you. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. If you want to keep the conversation elsewhere, two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. Speaking of Discord, we actually have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream 4 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. And if you do go watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.